Yo, what's going on, guys? Today we're playing some more Warframe, and we're continuing on with the Valkyr build. I'm already pretty happy with how it is at the moment, but I wanted to make some adjustments. So I was thinking about efficiency, and I was definitely wanting to put prime sure-footed in the build, mainly because I've been getting knocked on my ass a lot, and I don't like to see that. So I do want to make adjustments to that. So let's see where I'm at right now. And let me throw on some music real quick. All right. Oh, I gotta get Arcane Fury maxed out, so I wanted to see how to get that too. So what I was thinking about, I'm definitely gonna get rid of this and then put prime sure-footed there. As far as Forma, because I was thinking about efficiency, but it would kind of hurt my build a little bit, mainly because of having to get rid of some things. Like, for example, I might have to get rid of one of these augments, which this one, I like this one because I like the pull that it provides. The one also does the same thing. It pulls enemies. I don't know if there's a cap to how many enemies it pulls. Nearby foes will be pulled, it says. It doesn't say how many, if there's a cap to it. So I was going to play around with it a little bit more and see what I could do with that. Because I may end up getting rid of the prolonged paralysis and then get rid of augur secrets and then put efficiency there. So we'll see. We shall see. All right. So this guy gotta go, and then we're gonna put prime sure-footed there. But I'm definitely gonna have to put another Forma on a regular slot. So I think for now we could just put a Forma on stretch, I guess, and then kind of work from there. And then I'm gonna have to Forma one more time after that. What's up, Pika? Aiden, the owner, Stefan, Shanks, Jose, Zach. Everybody's logging in today. Damn, what's going on? Why do people glaze prime sure-footed? Because when you get knocked on your ass repeatedly, you'll get to the point where once you do get prime sure-footed, you're gonna be like, oh shit, I can't live without this thing. Because not getting knocked on your ass is such a beautiful thing. So yeah, that's why people glaze it, including myself. With my build, I'm keeping her 4, replacing the 1 roar. That's why I love this game. Everyone plays differently. That's how I had it originally, and then when the rework happened, the 1 is really good with crowd control. So that's why I replaced the 4 with roar, because I flipped it, basically. I had it like the way you had it back before the rework. So yeah, you do what you do. Do whatever you want, but I like the 1 a lot. They did a really good job with that ability. Not only is it fun to use, because I've always had fun with it, basically Spider-Man, but at the same time you're able to pull enemies together. So that's beautiful. Let me see. So let's do some power leveling real quick. I keep forgetting to give myself an affinity booster, but whatever. Valkyr old build working now? What are you talking about? What's the best frame to run relics? Every frame. Did that yesterday. I don't know why I woke up. I should go back to I hear you on that. I really do. I hear you on that. I would like to go back to bed at also. I slept pretty well, I think, but I don't know. I woke up and I was still tired. What the heck? What the heliante? What is this shit? Look, I'm in a whole new world. Whole new world. I can't even get out. I'm stuck in here. What the fuck is this? Alright, I guess I'll stay right here. I get free XP. So excited about Oberon update. Yeah. Well, we haven't seen the details of what it entitles exactly, so I wouldn't get too excited until we get actual, you know, word on what is happening to his abilities. Remember Arcades? How you doing? Slash unstuck? Nah, I'm good. I'm just gonna stay right here and get free XP. Yeah, I spawned inside a wall, so I'm just gonna stay right here and chill. I can chat with you guys and hang out, so that's awesome. You already have a build? Yeah, I have a build. It's on my overframe. It's gonna kick you if you don't go through the portal. Well, it's not a big deal. Doesn't bother me. You came back to Warframe after 3 years. What should I get going? Do the story. That's it. You got any good Goss builds for Steel Path? Yes. Link is on my channel. I replaced my 3 for Colorable Subsume ability. Okay. Why not? The 3 on... you're talking about Valkyr, I'm assuming, right? The 3 on Valkyr is really fucking good, though, so I would reconsider that. I would probably change it for the 1 instead or something. Because the 3 is basically armor stripping. So I would keep that. How can you play Elite Sanctuary at level 0? Because I'm MR30. There we go. And I go through the portal, you see? I was glitched inside a wall. Do you give nicknames to your Warframes? No. Is the augment for Mirage Prime worth it? Which one? The one where the thing stays on the shoulder? Yes. I don't know about the rest though. Oh, where she makes the bombs? Oh no, that's garbage. That's trash. Someone might find a reason for it, but I think it's trash. No claws? Because regular melee is better than claws, in my opinion. Nobody's getting any kills. I don't want to get the kills because I don't get as much XP if I do that. What are your thoughts on Valkyr's heirloom? I'm wearing it right now. It's amazing. Aren't you bored playing the same loadout of weapons? Nope, not at all. because every time I decide to switch to a different loadout, I miss my main loadout. For an example, when I do Deep Archimedean and it tells me to use a bunch of random weapons that I normally don't use, even if it is a weapon that I made a build for, I will end up in a situation where I'm like, damn, if only I had my Tenet Cycron, I could have fucking killed everything immediately. Instead, I'm having to single target shit with a sniper. You know what I mean? Like, that's why I stay with my tried and true setup, because it's made purposely for a reason. The Tenet Cycron is made for AoEing. The Felarx is made for single target big damage. And then my melee is made for just destruction. AoE destruction, single target destruction, it does everything. So that's why I stay with my tried and true setup. It's always Felarx, Tenet Cycron, dual Icar and Karnan. Period. Best weapons in the game in my opinion. So that's it. That's my reasoning. How's the morning going? It's pretty good so far. Chilling. Kind of tired, but I'm alright. You like Atlas? I love them. Top 3 frames: Atlas, Valkyr, and Protea. There we go. I threw Atlas in there. Any thoughts on Orkina and Karnan? I don't have any thoughts on melee weapons at all. So I'm not the best person to ask about weapons, because I only ever use the same setup all the time. I don't like leveling weapons. I'm so tired of doing it. So I save all my Forma and my reactors and all that shit for Warframes, and that's it. That's all I care about. Alright, it's time to leave because there's no DPS happening at all. Alright. Let's just finish this. Where's the enemies? See? Got knocked on my ass. That's exactly why I'm putting Prime Surefooted in the build. You saw me fall on the floor? Prime example. How many hours? I think I'm at like 3,200 or something. Not much. Are you ready for Tau? No. I bet you Tau is like 5 minutes of gameplay. Like I wouldn't even be surprised. Like it would probably take like less than 2 days to finish the Tau, and then it's just like, oh, that's it. Where's the next content? We gotta wait 6 more months for more expansions. You know what I mean? Like every single time Warframe drops an update, it's always the same. 2 days of gameplay, and then like that's it. Then there's nothing to do anymore. The only time it slows you down is if there's a time gate on it. Like, you know how they'll give you like a certain amount of reputation that you can get per day or whatever. Like they do that on purpose because they're trying to make it seem like it's longer than it's not, than it is. You know, but it really isn't at all. Let me see. Do it again. You haven't tried Valkyr since the mini update? She's slightly better, but she's basically the same like you would remember her. She's still melee queen. You know, like nothing really changed about that. Now she has more AoE potential. So she's able to do more crowd control, which I always love. And that's pretty much it. Like, other than that, she's still the same great Valkyr. I think the major thing that I really like about the rework is the passive that they did. So they made a passive so that it's kind of like Nidus. You know how with Nidus you make stacks, and then you'll get like a free life basically. So when you're killed, you just come right back. That's what they did with Valkyr with her passive. So as long as you're meleeing and you max out that rage bar, then you basically are invincible for the rest of your life. Like you'll never die. But the trade-off is that they nerfed the 4. The 4 doesn't have invulnerability anymore. So now all it does is just heal on hit, which my dual Ichor build already heals on hit. So that's why I decided to subsume out the 4 and I replaced it with Roar so that I could just get more damage out of my dual Ichors, and that's it. So yeah, that's basically what they did with the rework. So the 1 is a AoE pull like this. It pulls all the enemies except for Eximus, of course. See, there's a bunch of Eximus. And then they added armor stripping to the 3 basically. It's damage vulnerability, but I like to include that as armor stripping as well, pretty much. You're just making the enemy weaker. But that's it. Everything else is pretty much the same. Same Valkyr we know and love. Are we going through? Who's the leader here? He's the leader. Okay, I'm staying out. If the leader is not going to the next zone, I'm not going. Because I don't want to deal with the fucking, what's it, host migration bullshit.
Hunter, the sanctuary will go on without you.
Boom, bing, 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 bing. Thoughts on the Focus School Ultimates? We need more information on that, because that one little scene of him chopping a fucking gun in half, that's easily could have been a cutscene. You know, like, what does that mean exactly for like actual day-to-day gameplay? And also, how long does it take to build? And, you know, the questions, the real questions of like daily use. How is it gonna use? How is it gonna work? How are you getting rad relics? It's in when you do elite sanctuary. Elite sanctuary gives you rad relics always. Where are we at? 19. All right, let's do one more run. Yeah, you know, with Forma, the thing about Forma is, what I like to do actually is I would cook a Forma if I, you know, had blueprints for it. I would cook it. It takes 24 hours, right? But if you're a newer player that's desperate for Forma, then your best bet is to buy it on the market, like just to make platinum. That's why it's important to learn how to make platinum, especially if you're one of those that doesn't want to spend money on this game. So learn how to make platinum first. Go ahead and make your platinum, and then buy the bundle pack of 3 Forma for 35 platinum or whatever it is. Just keep buying that as many times as you need to, along with buying Warframe slots, along with buying weapon slots. You know, and you do it as you need it, you know? Especially with the Warframe slots, I wouldn't buy a Warframe slot unless I needed it to claim it from a Warframe, to claim it from my foundry. You know, like, let's say if I had a bunch of primes cooking or some shit, and I claim one of the things and it says, oh, you don't have Warframe slots, that's when I will buy a Warframe slot. I even calculated to the point where I was like, okay, I need 30 more Warframes in my collection, because I wanted to collect every single Warframe. I would go and I will buy 30 Warframe slots and calculate it that way. So when I get a new regular Warframe, I would subsume that to the wall and replace it with the prime version of that same Warframe. And that's how I would work. So I have extra Warframe slots now, mainly because of all those events that were happening on Twitch. You know how they're always doing like, oh, we're giving away fucking Excalibur. You know, like they always do some shit like that. you get a free Warframe slot for stuff like that. So that's why it's good to participate in those events, because you're getting basically free stuff, you know, and that's awesome, because you could just take the Excalibur and delete them, especially if you already fed them to the wall. Like, just delete them. That's it. So every time like Twitch would do a giveaway, like say Valkyr Prime, for example, I'll get the Valkyr Prime and I'll delete it because I got a new Warframe slot. That's all I wanted at the end of the day. So that's the cool thing about it, in participating in those events. But that's more of a long-term investment thing. In the beginning, you're just going to be struggling with Warframe slots and all that stuff. So you just got to take what you can get, and that's it. Do your best with it. You also stream on Twitch? Yes, I'm on Twitch and also on YouTube right now. Link is on my channel to both. What you think about Caliban Prime? I'm not excited at all. I don't like Caliban. I'm waiting for freaking Citron. That's what I want. How long you play daily? At most 2 hours. Absolute most 2 hours.
Hurry, Hunter. The conduit is closing fast.
I was trying to find the comment real quick. I was trying to clip. Damn it. You're not giving me a moment to look through the chat. I lost the comment. I should have clipped it sooner. That sucks. Oh well. I'm gonna have to make my own comment, I guess. I hate doing that because it's not authentic enough, you know, and I like clipping your comments because I'm, you know, I like that you guys also enjoy seeing your comment on the video if you actually ran into one of my clips. So that's cool, but I missed the comment. What do I do? MR5 to 10? What do you mean? Just play the game. You need Calervo Prime? Yeah, that would actually be nice too. I would like that. What MR? I'm 30. How do you feel that Excalibur Prime will be playable for a limited time? That doesn't matter. It's just a skin. The whole thing that was driving people crazy were like, oh shit, are we getting Excalibur Prime for free? Like that's what people thought. I highly doubt it. So they would jump into conclusions real quick. I highly doubt they're gonna give away Excalibur Prime like that. What mod should I get from Borrow for the Tenno event? All of them. I'm one of those that collects them all. So I have all the Prime mods. So getting at least one of each is important to me. But for you, then just take whatever you can get. Stay away from the freaking faction mods. That's the only ones that I would say is save those for last. But everything else, definitely get. The usuals is Prime Flow, Prime Continuity, any of the damage mods like elements and stuff like that. All those. Alright, what level am I? 27? Oh, we can go again. We'll go in for one more run. Is the Borrow Relay worth buying as a new Tenno? Nah, I don't think so. Because don't you need Ducats in order to buy his stuff anyway? Because as a new player, you're not going to have many Ducats. You're not going to have many relics to even crack to get Ducats. So I feel like that would not be a good thing for a new player. Unless you could straight up, like, he's just get, like, you just claim it from him. I doubt it. I doubt it's like that. Character is Valkyr. Least favorite faction? Probably Corpus, just because of those stupid bubblers. The bubblers piss me off. But that, I mean, the same thing goes also with the Void ones. Anything that has a bubbler pisses me off. I'm MR30. What arcanes you use for Valkyr talons? I don't use the talons. Best endo farm? There's a few, so it's not just one. Check out my tutorials video on that. I have it on my YouTube channel, and it's also on TikTok. What do you think is the best weapon? Anything MR. So you're asking for MR7. Anything up to MR14 is Ignis Wrath. That's it, or Ignis, because you need MR10 to get Ignis Wrath version. But anything prior to that is Ignis, like automatically. Ignis is easily the best weapon for a new player. Ah, I'm 29. All right, one more and then I'm done. What MR do you think I should be before going to Steel Path? MR doesn't matter with that. What matters is your builds. Like, do you have a complete set, like an actual build? You know, do you have arcanes? Do you have prime mods? Do you have galvanized mods? Like, those are the things that you need for Steel Path to be successful for you. Otherwise, you're going to be struggling. So it's about the build. But you initially need to have Steel Path in order to get arbitrations unlocked, which is where you get galvanized mods from. So there's that part. So what you're going to do is you're going to unlock Steel Path, and then you're going to do arbitrations. That would be the goal for a new player going into Steel Path. But overall, the MR doesn't matter. This is not on the star chart. This is under Samaris. You have to do the quest for Samaris, and then he'll give you a quest that's called Sanctuary Onslaught. This is basically just like a simulation thing where he just endlessly spawns in enemies, and you kill them, and you try to survive for as long as you can. Basically, the point behind this mission is to power level yourself. So this is the best way to level up in this game. Especially if you're teaming up with people that are using nuke frames, you'll mainly see a lot of vaults and stuff like that. If you team up with somebody that's using a nuke frame, it's awesome because it's literally unlimited XP. It's just like, it just flows in non-stop. XP, XP, XP. So that's why this is like one of the best XP for like just chilling and hanging out. Otherwise, you need to have a specific setup. Like, for example, people like to do that fly around in Cetus. Like, they'll fly like 700 million miles up into the sky and then snipe down on Eximus enemies. That works too, but you need to have a specific setup for that to even work in the first place. So that's why I prefer Sanctuary Onslaught, because I can chill and talk to you guys in chat while I'm playing, even though I'm not playing at all. All I'm doing is just running around in circles so I don't get hit. So So yeah, it works for me. But yeah, free XP. Best Orokin Crystal farm? Orokin Crystal? You talking about Orokin Cell? If you're talking Orokin Cell, then my usual go-to is just to go to series. I'll go over here, go to series, and then I'll go to Gambi. So this is the infested missions that give you a higher drop chance. So I would just stay in that for as long as I need to until I get all the Orokin cells I want, and then that's it. Is Opera GX worth it and safe to use? I've been using Opera GX for 2 years now. I'm pretty happy with it. What was the best weapon for MR7? It's Ignis. Cetus 1 is the best for Warframe leveling. That's why I mentioned it, but it's not the only way to level up. And also, like I said, you need a specific build for that. You need to have a sniper, you need to have an actual build for it, like, and you need to have an Arcwing, you know, like there's a lot of requirements for it. And that's why I don't like recommending that to new players. Because in more than likely, the new player doesn't have any of that shit. So then they're not going to be able to do that method. Let me see. So we're level 30. Let's go throw another Forma. So now I gotta put a Forma on this one. Right? Yeah, Prime Surefoot is that. Very nice. Alright, build is complete. Or we getting there at least. So I'm thinking about getting rid of prolonged paralysis and going efficiency, but we're gonna play around a little bit more before I go all in on that. So let's see. How to get a lot of endo. Just do bounties. Bounties on open world places. So like go to Cetus, go to Demos, go to anywhere that has an open world zone with bounties.
Your duty in this experiment is to dispatch as many specimens as efficiently as possible.
Where can you get better mods at MR7? Go to Demos, the very first mission, and do corrupted vaults. What's up, Ollie boy? I'm doing good. I'm chilling. How you doing? Looking more awake. You don't see that I'm fucking exhausted right now, but sure. I guess. Whatever awake means. Do you have a main Warframe? Nope. I haven't had a main Warframe in years. Any good tips on getting plat? Yes, check out my tutorials playlist. I want to try Limbo. I'm new. Any tips? Hey, yeah, I'm excited for you. You're gonna get a lot of hate, but I fucking love Limbo, man. Go max range on him, which will definitely piss off everyone. And then if you have the subsume for what's it called, Nova, and you put it on like at least your first ability or something, forget it. You're gonna be nuking everything. Like nothing is gonna survive ever. Like it's fucking crazy. But yeah, that's what I would do. You hate Limbo? Limbo hates you too. How does this Nova Limbo work? Basically, you're just spamming the one, and the cool thing about Limbo is that if you're using his augment for the what's it called? For the damage scaling, because you can use your 3 to like scale your damage infinitely. Not only is your weapons doing a fuck ton of damage, but you can also have the 1 doing all the nuking by like it shooting all over the fucking place, which is crazy. Like it ends up doing like so much fucking damage. The only thing is that it doesn't really work too well in Steel Path, so that's the only downside. But like it kind of sort of works for a little bit, but it's not really. It doesn't scale well, unfortunately. It's a good secondary. Tenet Cycron. This game is fun, but it's too repetitive. I mean, that's every single game on the planet Earth. What game isn't repetitive? Especially a live service. Especially an MMORPG. You know what I mean? Like, when you're playing an endless game, it's definitely going to get repetitive eventually. Can you play Warframe on Chromebook? Highly doubt that. You could play it on a cell phone, but Chromebook is like... That shit is fucking an ancient tablet from like the 1800s or some shit. Like, I wouldn't even fuck with the Chromebook. That's insane. Cell phones are more powerful than Chromebooks. Ooh, you got 2 gigabytes of RAM. Woo! Oh shit. Technology. What do you think about Zaku Prime? Zaku's okay. He's alright. Any MMORPG game you recommend based on fantasy? Stuff like Sword and Magic. Of course, World of Warcraft is #1, and then it goes into Final Fantasy 14, and then it goes into Black Desert Online. Yeah, Black Desert Online is actually pretty good with that same kind of feel. At least, you know, the thing that I like the most about Black Desert Online is not only the freedom of doing whatever you want to do, but also the combat system is really good. So I would go with that. Dragon Age? Dragon Age is not an MMO. So I think those 3 probably would be my favorite. SWTOR is futuristic sci-fi. That's not a fantasy game. I was asked specifically fantasy, sword and magic type MMORPG. Thoughts on Lavos? I don't like Lavos. The hit game Destiny 2 in the future, the year 5000. All right, let's do one more. What mod should I put focus on Zaku? Probably just I'll go range and strength. No, you can't auto quest in Black Desert. You have to actually do everything. The only thing it does have automatic is that you can travel automatically to a quest area, but you can, the game doesn't play itself, if that's what you're asking. It's not, it doesn't work like that. What's the best Gunner frame? Probably, I would say, everybody loves Wisp, but I would say Ember is probably better, especially with the deluxe skin, because she got mad booty. But that's it. Valkyr is almost, because she has the same kind of legs like Ember. You see, you got the booty right there, but you can't really see it too well because she got the, you know, she got the, what's it called, the skirt going on. So it's definitely Ember. Too bad Ember sucks. Like, I don't really like Ember as a character at all. But, oh well. She's pretty to look at, I guess. What's the best sister of Parvos weapon? Tenet Cycron. Ember, yes, Ember did used to be OP, and then they fucked her up. They reworked her like 4 times, you know that? Like, and I saw a bunch of people in my comments in my last video when I was talking about it, and people were saying like, oh, she needs a rework. I wish that they would rework her next. It's like, dude, she got reworked 4 times, man. Like, she's had enough reworks. Like, we're over it. We obviously DE can't make Ember back to what it used to be, so they decided to just butcher her like 4 times in a row. So I don't know, man. We just gotta leave it alone now. That's it. Leave her alone. Why nerf frames in a PvE game? Well, when this game first started off, they were trying to balance out the warframes, and there was certain warframes that were overshadowing others. So it eventually got to the point where everybody was only playing a certain warframe. Like, for example, Ember. Ember was like super fucking flavor of the month, to the point where nobody was playing anything but Ember. So every time you got on a team, it was always Embers all the time. So once she got nerfed, people started playing other frames, but it was too late at that point. And then that's when their senior leadership changed, and then Rebecca came in and all that stuff. And then she started reworking some of these, the frames now, like all the stuff you see happening right now started changing to what it is. But obviously things are getting buffed too. And there's a lot of warframes that are coming in that are brand new that are so fucking overpowered that they're having to balance every frame to be just as overpowered as the new shit. So now it's getting to the point where everything is overpowered. So there really isn't anything that's bad, except for right now Oberon and then Limbo needs some love. Other than that, I think everybody is in a pretty good spot. People talk about Chroma, and Chroma's still good. Like, I don't know what the fuck they're tripping about. I would like to see a rework with Chroma with the 4. I wish that the 4 would be a little bit cooler. Maybe you could fly around as a dragon or some shit. Like, that would be cool. But that's just me wishful thinking, like usual. You never need to pay to do anything in this game. That's the beauty of Warframe. It truly is free. There is no other game that I can think of that is as free as this. Because eventually a game would coerce you into buying something. You know what I mean? Like, it's either gonna force you to buy an expansion, like the way Destiny 2 does, or it's gonna force you into not getting good enough gear unless you subscribe, like Star Wars The Old Republic does. Or it's gonna get to a point where it's like, okay, you have to buy the box copy, but then you have to nickel and dime every fucking little tiny DLC and all this shit, or they're gatekeeping you by holding the crafting bag back, like Elder Scrolls Online does. You know, so eventually they're always trying to get you to open up your pocketbook. You know what I mean? Like, so that's why Warframe is a very, very special game, because this is truly free. You could trade platinum in this game. So you could literally buy all the skins. You see the skin I'm wearing right now? You could literally trade from in-game, like, grinding. You could earn shit, trade it to somebody that bought platinum. They give it to you. You buy the skin with that currency that you traded. So literally you could play this game for free. But yeah, that's why this is like easily the freest free-to-play game out there, and it deserves all the money it can get. That's why I buy platinum pretty much all the time. Whenever I see like a 50% off coupon, I usually spend money, because I'm just in support of DE and in support of this game in general. So yeah, they deserve it more than any other company, because fuck all those other companies. You can buy creator skins too? No, because the reason why that's not free, like you can't trade those, it's actually tied to money, is because that money goes to the actual creators. So the people that made those skins actually get a profit off of that. So yeah, it's like they get commission. Yeah, so that's different. Can you do Garuda build? Yeah, I'll do that eventually. I've been sleeping on Garuda. You're saying you can get them, but they're tied to money. They're tied to actual cash currency. It doesn't use platinum. Unless you know some other way to get it. Oh, you can get them on console with plat? Oh, well, consoles are a little different, I guess. On PC, it's tied to actual cash.
Our experiment moves to a new zone.
Oh, you can buy them in bundles for plat? Oh, I didn't know that.
Hunter, you are running out of time.
Okay, I'm 22. We're going in, right? Yeah. Yeah, apparently you can buy 10gen with plat if it's on console. On PC, it doesn't work like that. It has actual money. Like, it'll say $6.99 on PC. Have you built Hildren? Yeah, I have a Hildren build. Link is on my channel. Yeah, my Valkyr build is on Overframe. Do Prime mods make a big difference? Yes, because they're almost double the percentage of a regular one. Like, Prime continuity, I think it's like 30% duration, whereas the Prime one is like double that. Bro, I'm getting ignored for a simple question. You're gonna get ignored even more because you said that. The misinformation is crazy. So, you can, on console players, you can buy 10 packs for plat, but you still have to purchase plat. Wait, so if you already have plat, you can't buy it. How does that work?
A data conduit is open. Go now.
What's a good Warframe for playing solo? Revenant. You don't even need a build. Just walk around, press the 2, and that's it. You win.
Hurry, Hunter. The conduit is closing fast.
Hey, I need advice. What's the most time efficient platinum farm? There is no time efficient platinum farm. They're all gonna take time because you're talking relics. Relics are gonna take you hours of farming to get all the pieces together so you can trade. Most people don't want to buy pieces individually. They want to buy a whole pack at once. So you're gonna be wasting a lot of time doing that. 2 is doing Demos, running the Demos Herend for corrupted mods. That's gonna take a lot of time too, because you're gonna be there for hours trying to collect a bunch of corrupted mods. You may get some good ones and you may get mostly shitty ones. All the shitty ones are gonna be worth less than 5 platinum, whereas the good ones are worth more than 5 platinum. So it's gonna be time consuming. So yeah, I don't think there is a easy way to make plat. It's definitely time consuming either way. See, so where am I? What level am I? 24? Okay, let's do one more. Unlock steel path. What should I have in terms of mods? Oh, you're playing Citron? Citron doesn't even need mods. You can go in there freaking naked and she'll do the job, man. She's amazing. But the main thing that I would do is collect galvanized mods. That's like the most important for your weapons. And then from there, just slap on whatever you got. I'm sure by the time you get to Steel Path, you have a decent amount of mods. If you don't have corrupted mods, then definitely start collecting some. Yeah, Citron is easy mode. How do you get Citron? She's on Mars. You gotta farm Tyra's Pass or whatever it's called. You gotta farm the fuck out of that mission. So stay in that mission for at least 3 days and then you'll get her. That's basically, it's a long farm. But you'll get her eventually. See, but for me, it took you 1 day and 8 hours. For me, I only play maximum 2 hours per day. So if you think about it, that's already 3 days of farming. So actually, that's 4 days of farming. So for me, that would be almost a whole week. What kind of build are you using for Valkyr? Check it out. It's the link on my channel. Just click on the link. It'll show you my current build right now. Excited for the new quest coming? Not really, no. I don't get excited for quests anymore. Like, I just wait for it to come out, I'll play it, and then I'll see how I feel about it after I'm done with it. And that's it. I don't get excited about updates anymore for this game. Like, the main reason why I don't get excited is because they're too short. Like, most of the time, they'll hype it up, they'll hype the fuck out of it, and it's like, oh my god, we got this new fucking shit coming, yo, hype, 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 and then the hype train is, and you know, and then when the update finally drops, it's like literally less than an hour of gameplay, and then you're back to just doing the normal grinding. You're grinding for faction points, or you're trying to level up a freaking you know, your rank in a certain zone or whatever. It's the same old grind, and the story is like less than an hour. So that's the sad part about Warframe's updates, and that's the reason why I don't get excited about updates anymore.
Hunter, the sanctuary
But
will go
yeah,
on without you.
and it's not because I hate the game and blah blah blah, because everybody thinks I hate the game when I say this shit. I'm just being real. I've been playing this game for 13 years. I've been seeing the same trend year after year after year of just like the trickle of content, which is fine. Like, it's cool that they're updating the game. I'm glad they are updating the game, but it's just not enough, man. It's not enough. Most of the time when new content drops, you'll finish all the content in less than a week, like in 3 days. The only thing really holding you back is the time gates, in the way of like, oh, you can only get a certain amount of points towards the faction per day, you know, right? Like it's like 30,000 or whatever how high your MR is. It factors into that. So let's say you can only get 30,000 points out of the million that you need. So that's gonna take you at least a week to get the reputation if you log in every single day and burn it, for you to get it to max. You know what I mean? So there's always like, there's always a time gate that just ruins the gameplay. And of course, like, it's just not long enough ever. Sadly, it's just how it is. All the new proto frames. I don't really care about the proto frames too much. Like I'm not really a huge fan of them. Like the last proto frame that I picked up was, I think, Nyx. But I'm kind of whatever about them. I think I'd rather them just be robots. Like I like let's say the skin for Valkyr. I really love this because it's like different. Like it's not human at all. Like it doesn't look, well, except for the titties like popping out of the freaking bra. It doesn't look fully human. Like it looks like it's a creature from another, like, I don't know, planet or some shit. And I prefer it to be like that instead of it just being a human character. I don't know, like I'm not really into that too much. And it's weird because it's like these are robots. At least they used to be. I guess not anymore. Now we're humanizing all of them. So I don't really know how to feel about that. Like, I don't mind it. It doesn't bother me. Like, people love it. Like, that's cool, whatever. But I just won't participate in it. I'm not gonna buy one. I'm not gonna get into a relationship with Eleanor. Like, it's always that shit. No, I'm not doing any of that shit. Like, I don't give a fuck because they're robots. We're talking about sexualizing a robot. Like, what the fuck is this? Why are we gooning robots? It's weird as fuck. But they're doing it every day. Meanwhile, whenever every time we see a post about like, oh, AI and like some rubber mannequin girl that people are trying to date, like robot mannequin girls and stuff, and they're like, oh, that's disgusting. People are gonna actually have relations with a robot? That's insane. And then 2 seconds later, they're logging into Warframe and then staring at Nyx's ass and stuff, and they're like, oh my god, yeah, look at Nyx. Oh yeah. You know what I mean? Like, it's fucking weird, man. It's really weird. But okay. Yeah, the original lore was never I mean, yeah, it wasn't robots either, but the thing is that what the fuck else is it? Like, it's just a mannequin? Because remember, there was no operator. Operator didn't exist until they made the story for Operator. And then they were like, oh yeah, guess what? The fucking operator is actually in control of the Warframes this whole time. And it's just like, what? Okay. So I guess we're just supposed to believe that and that's it. But that wasn't what the game was originally about. How's your day going? Yeah, it's pretty good. How you doing? Do you think Gyre could solo Steel Path? Is the grass green? Is the sky blue? Do pencils need to be sharpened in order to actually be used? Is Valkyr the best tank? Not at all. Not at all. The best tank is easily between Rhino and Revenant. Damn, man. Oh, max rank. Yes. All right, I did it. That's it. GG. We're done. Dante's the best tank. He's a part of the list. Yeah, sure, but I think that when I think of tank, I'm not thinking of Dante, that's for sure. I'm thinking about a selfish dude that's able to absorb damage. Dante is like helping the whole fucking team be a tank, which is different. I think of that like a support, like he's kind of like a healer. That's how I look at it. Is it possible to finish all of Warframe and have nothing else to achieve? Yes, it is. It's very possible. That's what happens when you're legendary rank 4 or even going on 5. That's what happens because you got every weapon, you got every Warframe. There's literally nothing to do. Other than make builds, of course.
I have opened a new data conduit. Proceed immediately.
I forget what this song is.
Hurry, Hunter. The conduit.
Oh, that is that song. Oh, The Roses of Confession. Okay. This song, when I originally heard this song, like it's when you beat the final boss of Phantasy Star. I used to leave it just fucking playing in the background while I did shit around the house. You know, like, I don't know why. I just love that song. It's nice. It's just nice and relaxing. That was back before we fucking really had YouTube and all that shit. Which I didn't know that YouTube, what? It came out in like 2006 or some shit like that. It was kind of late. Terminate. All right, so I guess we could play around with the build a little bit. So my thought process right now is I was thinking about getting rid of prolonged paralysis, which I do enjoy, but or maybe I could, instead of doing 2 mods, I could just do 1. Where is Rage? Like if I could throw in Rage or something, probably do this. I think Hunter's thing is better though. Here, Hunter's Adrenaline. Oh, it's only by 5%. I thought it was more. Ally Overguard imitates health. Oh. Ally? Does it mean me? Overguard as in me? Do you guys know? This says ally overguard imitates health. Because if it does, then holy shit, that's gonna be amazing. Yes? Okay, that's gonna be amazing. I get easy overguard from Tenet Cycron. Alright, let's see how it works. So what did I want to do? Let's test the build. So I'm gonna do a defense. Actually, survival is more fun. Let's do survival. Tried it, it doesn't. All right, we'll test it right now, I guess. See what happens. We got a yes and we got a no.
Each enemy is more powerful.
How do you get the dread from the stalker? It's a drop chance, so you're just getting unlucky. That's all it is.
You succeed.
Oh, I forgot. I'm not using Xeneric. Thanks. Need help. I mean, not help, but I need energy, man. I'm struggling with energy right now. See, and this is the main reason why I wanted to go Xeneric. I don't like being out of energy. It pisses me off. I can't use my abilities at all. These fucking flying things, man. I'm not using Talons. I'm using the dual Ichor and Carnon. I replaced the 4 with Roar. What's a good frame to farm? Korra. No one uses the Talons anymore because it got nerfed. And I don't mean the Talons specifically. I'm talking about the 4. The 4 used to give you invulnerability. It doesn't do that anymore. So there's no point in using it anymore. At least in my opinion, there isn't. this stalker's about to get obliterated. Yeah, Valkyr is pretty fucking insane right now. This guy is in for a treat. Come over here, bitch. Get out of here. No chance. Alright, my build works. Valkyr for the win, man. So what I ended up doing, of course, was I replaced the 4 with Roar. And the reason why I did this is because the 4 already got nerfed. It doesn't give you invulnerability anymore. So the thing that you're really relying on as far as like survivability, if you die, whatever, is your passive. So as you can see, I'm maxed out with my thing right now. So if I died, I'll let them kill me. If I died, then they would, I would just come right back to life, basically. See, I came back to life. Now I just melee again and I'll fill that bar back up. And boom, it's already full. So now I'm invincible again. So as long as you're actually playing the game, then you shouldn't be dying, you know? I'm using the dual Ichor Incarnon as my main weapon. And on my build for my dual Ichor, I am using the healing status thing mod on there. So you're still going to be healing off of damage anyway. So it works just like the Talons did either way. So that's why I went with this setup. And this is why I prefer this. The 3, I'm using the augment mod for it so that I'm able to pull enemies with the 3, as well as doing the vulnerability thing, which is awesome. The 1 also does the pull too. If you pull right at an enemy, it will pull all the enemies to your location, which is awesome. So yeah, you have 2 different pulls, the 3 and the 1, and then you also have unlimited self-healing with the dual Ichor, and also the dual Ichor is crazy, obviously. Look at this. It's fucking crazy. So yeah, anyway, it's my Valkyr build. And of course the 2 is going to stay running all the time because of the Warcry augment. So as long as you're getting melee kills, you're good. But yeah, win-win. How do we get out of here?
And so we learn the importance of clarity and purpose.
Don't replace the 4. Valkyr is fun with the Talons. It's the same shit. It's a melee weapon. What are you talking about? It doesn't add anything else to it. The dual Ichor is way more fun. A million times more fun. But if you're more of a visual person, let me show the actual build. But of course, link is on my bio to my overframe if you want to get a, you know, a full look at the whole build. But this is it. So I'm also working on my Arcane Fury to max that out. So I'll be working on that. And yeah, that's it. Click on the wrong thing. Let's do some more of these. Let me team up for this one because I'm too lazy to do that. Fashion frame. How do you get those mods? Google. It'll show you where to get everything specifically. Google is your friend. is the borrow oh, that thing. It's up to you. I've never bought that because I've never needed it. If you're patient and you track borrow every couple weeks, you'll be able to earn everything anyway. So it's entirely up to you if you want to get it now or if you want to do all that. I mean, the thing you do need to consider is that you're going to need a fuck ton of ducats in order to get the stuff from him. So there's that part. Because I doubt that he's just giving it to you. The mods. A ton of credits too. Yeah. I can see that. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of work. So you're paying to work, basically. It's like, hey, I want you to do this job, but first you need to give me $100 before you can earn $100. You might as well just spend $100. Like, how much is the borrow ticket or whatever? How much is it? $25. All right, so for $25, if you got a 75% off coupon, that's what, 1,000 platinum, and you can probably get yourself at least like 15 prime mods with that, if you got lucky with the 75% off coupon. So you think about it that way, it's easier than, you know, trying to grind ducats and all that shit. As the Valkyr build is great. The only thing I have to update is Prime Sure-Footed, and then I changed. I was messing around with Roar. I don't really care for it. I mean, not Roar. The Hunter's Adrenaline. It doesn't seem like it's working. Let me check here again. So let's get rid of this. I think I'm gonna end up going with I can't I find it? Where the fuck is it? Am I blind? How long does this last? 25 seconds? I think I'll get rid of the Eternal War. And then I'll just get used to pressing it every once in a while. Let's try this. Let's try this build and see if it works. I don't like being out of energy. It really upsets me. So I think I'd rather do this method. Yeah, I've been having a lot of energy issues. As long as you're just meleeing and stuff, you'll be alright, and if you're okay with not pressing your abilities. But I'm one of those that I need to be able to have my abilities on demand all the time. Otherwise, I'm not really having the fun that I wish I was having, you know? Like, I'm kind of like that, so... Damn. Oh, wrong way. Nothing in there. The normal Cycron good? Nah, not at all. The Tenet is the one that branches. The Tenet Cycron is the one that branches off to multiple enemies at once. Nothing there. Ah! Damn it. There you go. I was trying to pull a Spider-Man, but it wasn't really working that well. Araxia is definitely better at it. That's for sure. Oh, I went the wrong way. See? It keeps going, like, up. Wait. Where am I going, cursor? Shit. It keeps telling me to go back over there, and then I go back over there. It doesn't show me where to go. You're having trouble understanding this game? How do you make builds? In the beginning, you're not going to be really making builds. You're going to be spending more time looking at builds. So go on YouTube, go on overframe.gg. That's a good website. That way you can just kind of look at it. The best way to understand modding, or at least to get started into understanding modding, is like this. Go to your arsenal, right? Let's say if you're looking at a Warframe, the main thing you want to look at, and I'm going to go to an empty build. Let's just clear this out. The main thing you're looking at is you're looking at the percentages on the left side of the screen. You see under ability where it says duration, efficiency, range, and strength. Understanding these four things is what's going to help you understand builds a little bit more. So duration is the amount of time that an ability is functioning. So let's say if you're using a buff and it has a timer next to the actual ability when you press it, that's what's determining the duration of it. Efficiency is the amount of energy an ability cost. So on baseline, it's 100%. If you're going below 100%, then it's costing you way more energy than if you were to go above the 100. So typically, max efficiency would be 75%. That's the cap. And by 75%, I mean 175%. That's why I usually just say 75%. But if you were to go below that, then it's going to cost like double, basically, your abilities. So you see, like right now, my war cry costs 75 energy. So if I wanted to lower that number, then I would use something like, let's say, Streamline, which is something you get right away when you start playing the game. And you'll see my efficiency went up to 130% because Streamline is giving me 30% ability efficiency. Definitely read what the mod does because this is very important. So you'll see, instead of it costing 75 energy, now it's costing 52. You see? So, and then us going back to durations, remember duration is at 20 seconds. That's how long the ability is going to last. So if I add a duration mod, let's say like prime continuity, I put that in. Now, all of a sudden, my duration is at 31 seconds. So it went up a whole 11 seconds, which is good. But you see right here, the duration went up to 155%, which that's giving me 55% ability duration. So I think that you should start to understand a little bit now, right? Now we're going to talk about range. Range is how far the ability is going to reach to actually work, to grab enemies, to affect the enemies, whatever it is that it does. So in the case of Warcry, it doesn't actually go off of range. It goes off of affinity range. That's different. Affinity range is basically the range that you and your teammates could be away from each other before you don't get credit for their kills, or you're not in their area, basically, essentially. So that's a little different. But when it comes to like the first ability, that is determined by range, because you see when you look at the actual ability, it says range. My head is probably in the way, but it says range 75 meters. So 75 meters, if I was to add a range mod, like let's say Augur Reach, for example, this gives me 30% ability range. I put it right here. It gave me 30%. And then you'll see right here, it increased the range from 75 to 97.5 meters. So that's huge. So now, and then there's also the radius, of course, which the radius also is range, but it's basically the radius of where the effect is going to happen. In this case with Ripline, what it's doing is the range is determined by how far the zipline is going to go to like pull me. And then the radius is going to determine how many enemies are going to be pulled to that location, because that's the extra effect of what it does. So that's only based on how many enemies are in the area, basically. But anyway, that's how range works with that. Strength is how much damage your character is going to do with these abilities. It has nothing to do with your melee weapons. It has nothing to do with any of your weapons. It's only the abilities. So these 4 abilities that your Warframe has. So in the case of damage, you see right there on the first ability, it says damage, and it shows a picture of a slash, and it says 600. So now, if I was to add a strength mod, let's say like this one right here, Augur Secrets, it gives me 24% ability strength. I put that in the build, and then it shows me that my damage went up from 600 damage to 744. So that's how it basically scales the damage, is by adding more and more strength mods. So now Intensify. Now we're up a little bit more. Now it's 924. Now I can add more damage. Let's say I want to throw this one in, Growing Power, which actually it doesn't. Never mind. You have to actually be playing to use that one, because let me show you what I'm talking about. Now I lost it. I lost Growing Power. It probably went to the back of the line. Nope. Let me find it again. The Growing Power, the way that mod works is on status effect with weapons. squad increases personal ability strength by 25%. So what that means is when I'm using my guns, my weapons, and it does a status effect like slash or puncture or whatever status that it triggers, when it does that, it will give me 25% ability strength for 6 seconds. And this goes for the whole team. So that's why it says squad increases personal ability strength. So that's how that mod works specifically. That's why it's super important to read what the mod does and try to understand that. If you don't understand what the mod is doing, then Google it, go on the wiki, read some forums, like whatever, if you want to get more understanding for it. But that's just the baseline of what it's doing. But anyway, hopefully that helped a little bit to understanding modding. Like, I mean, we can sit here literally for days talking about all this shit. But that's it. That's how you mod. At least that's the basics of modding. So now what you would do is you can take this knowledge over to a place like overframe.gg or even watching somebody's YouTube video. And you can look at a build and then try to understand it. So in the case of my build, you see like this is my Valkyr build. You can look at my percentages. You see my duration is actually negative. It's at 87%, which is below the normal threshold. And then efficiency is at 170%. Because I want to be able to press my abilities without it costing a lot. And as you can see in my thing, you see how my ability went on Warcry from 75 energy to now only costing 22 energy. So it's cheaper. So now I could be able to press my abilities more often without having to worry about running out of energy. That's the whole point behind it. At least not worry about it right away. It's going to eventually take time for it to run out of energy, but you get the point though with that. So you see, that's why it's always important to immediately look at this right here, the actual, you know, the duration, efficiency, range, and strength, more than anything else. That's the most important. You'll start to see trends because you'll start to see a lot of people doing the same similar stuff. Their strength will fluctuate between 150% to 200% or more. And it depends. Like, when you see somebody going over 200%, then they're using blind rage in their build automatically. And blind rage, what it does is it butchers your efficiency to sacrifice it for as much strength as possible. So that's how you can tell like what kind of build it's gonna be. So the problem with doing like a blind rage build, for example, is you need to have something that's going to help you with efficiency. It's either going to be an arcane that's giving you double energy back like Arcane Energize does, or it's got to be a Hemlift ability like Grendel's ability with Nourish to give you more energy back, you know, double energy back or whatever. It has to be something like that that's going to sustain the build. Otherwise, you're going to be struggling because you're not going to be able to press any of your abilities without running out of energy, you know? So there's always got to be a give and take with all this stuff. But yeah, anyway, that's it with building. I know it's a lot. There's a lot of information. I'll make a clip out of this. I tried to make a clip out of one before, but the video was like way too long. I didn't want the video to be like super duper long. So I'll put this on YouTube. What are you rocking on your dual Icar mod wise? You can check out my build. Link is on my channel, or link is in my the about page on Twitch actually. Oh, now thanks for the Prime, by the way. Appreciate it. Can you do mastery rank? What do you mean? Let me see. Let's do another one. Guess we could do disruption. Oh, mastery. I've covered this before in other videos on my tutorials playlist, but actually I think it's under my FAQ. I just haven't talked about it in a while. But basically with MR, what you're trying to do is you're trying to level up a Warframe or a weapon to its max rank, which is usually 30. So when you hit level 30 on it, it's going to be giving you all the XP for that weapon. There's a threshold of how much XP you need per MR. So let's say if you need 1,000 XP for an MR level, then you're going to have to level maybe a couple weapons. So let's say if a weapon is only giving you 500 XP, that means you need to level 2 weapons to level 30 in order to level up to MR2. And then MR2 is probably going to require 2,000 XP. So that means you got to level up 4 weapons in order to get enough XP to go to MR3. So you get the point, basically. It's all about leveling up new items, not about putting a forma on it. If you put a forma on it, you're already like not getting XP for that. It's only for when you initially get a brand new weapon and level it to 30. Same thing with the Warframes. You get a brand new Warframe, level it to 30. That's the XP that you got off of it. And that's it. That goes towards your mastery. I wish that they would rework the mastery system and make it more like normal instead of it being this whole like I gotta level up a bunch of shitty weapons that I don't want just to get MR. You know what I mean? Like that's the thing that's probably bothered me the most about this game over the years. Like especially when I was on my road to MR30, I was having to get a bunch of junk weapons that I didn't give a shit about just to level it up to 30 to delete it basically because I'm never going to use it because I didn't like it to begin with. And that's it. And then I got to get a brand new one. And it's just the endless grind of that. It gets very tedious and tiring. So yeah, I wish that they would rework that whole system. What's your favorite Warframe? I don't have a favorite. Can you explain how to get proto frames? Those are skins. So you just buy them on the cash shop. Is the Turret Incarnon still the best weapon in the game? No. I've never liked the Turret Incarnon, so no. Damn, these guys are beefy. How you gonna ult melee? Because I'm using my actual melee weapon. The bonuses still work and all that. So it's all using a melee in general is all that matters. Alright, not bad. What the heck? Why did it knock me off? Yeah, Valkyr's melee is kind of up to you. It's on a personal discretion type of thing. I don't care for it. I'd rather use the dual Icar Incarnon. What works best against the acolytes? Definitely when it comes to Warframes, if you're still new and you don't really have builds, then Revenant will be the easiest to handle those guys with. Then you're going to need a good weapon. So you could either go with a melee weapon. As long as you built up like your 12 times multiplier, you should be able to like one tap the fucking acolyte regardless of what weapon you're using. And then there's also your weapons. If you use Incarnons are the easiest to like take care of acolytes with. But Incarnons are the best in general. Let's see. Ooh, they're giving away some Orkin shit. Alright, let's do that real quick. Showcase Gara. I don't have a Gara build right now. My Gara build is out of date. Actually, I did update it a little bit, but I feel like she needs a rework, or not a rework, but a buff.
This is a mobile defense mission. You must deliver payloads and defend a number of locations while I break into the network. Be prepared for heavy resistance. I can't do this without
MR30. Frost Prime. You want to see my Frost Prime build? Is on my link on my channel. I also have a video in my builds playlist. Is it for the newest patch? It's for all the future patches from for the next 20 years. Yes. The most overpowered build in the game. I don't like to brag, but it's easily the best build I have. Using any augments on Valkyr? Yeah, I'm using the one for her 3. Well, the Tennisicron isn't made for boss damage. It's only made to kill like regular enemies, like Eximus and all that stuff. When it comes to a boss enemy, you're only using the Tennisicron to prime, and then you're going over to your main weapon that has burst on it. Like it's either a shotgun or it's some like major bursty weapon. Hey Bondi, glad you like the streams. Oh, you came back after a 4-year break? Nice. I'm glad the videos are helpful. Awesome. Starter prime weapon recommendation. I don't really fuck with prime weapons. I would say just get the what's it called? the Ignis, and then just chill with the Ignis until you get to MR14. You could also upgrade to the Ignis RAF if you want to at MR10. But MR14 is the most important level for Incarnons. What style of play the new frame suits? She's mainly a weapons expert, so she's kind of like, she does really good armor vulnerability, nice crowd control. She's fun to kind of like jump around with and all that. But she's mainly for guns and stuff like that. This frame is Valkyr. The one I'm talking about is Araxia. Valkyr is different. She's a melee expert.
The odds were against us, Tenno, but we did it. Mission complete.
Do I have to do Void Flood missions to unlock more stuff with Kalervo? No, that's not what you're supposed to be doing at all. If you're trying to get Kalervo, you got to do the Deviri. I have a full guide on that in the tutorials playlist. You're hanging out in the wrong spot.
Mission complete.
If your shit feels weak, it's because you don't have a build. You need to make builds. Go on overframe.gg. You could check out mine. You could check out other people's. But your build is the only thing that's keeping you from killing level 100s and higher. Alright, let me get that Umbra Forma.
Your mission is to break into enemy data vaults and steal any intelligence files you find.
I'm gonna break into a vault with a freaking motorcycle. Oops. Holy shit. No! Damn it. Whoa. Whoa. Yeah, I'm using the Valkyr heirloom right now. What do you think of the new stuff in TennoCon? It's pretty good. I didn't really watch too much of that Zhao or Tao gameplay because I didn't want to get spoilers, but they showed a lot. They showed like way too much. Like I remember tuning into it like right at the beginning when they were starting. And then I was like, oh shit, I'm not going to watch any of these cutscenes. Fuck that. So I tuned off the stream, and then like a half an hour later, I tuned back and I see they're still showing shit. I'm like, what the hell is this, man? Well, they're spoiling the entire fucking storyline. I don't know why they do that. They love spoiling shit. And it's funny because you'll see Rebecca constantly saying like, oh, we don't want to spoil it. But like all they do is spoil shit like all the time. It's insane. Let me see. Oregon. God damn it. Actually, it'll probably be under Linus. Here it is. Thoughts on the Valkyr rework? It's all right. Like the one and the passive are the best changes they made. The 3 is okay too with the vulnerability that they added, but the 4 got nerfed severely to the point where it's not even like fun anymore. So I got rid of it. And then the 2 is the same. The 2 is basically the same. So I was fine with Valkyr before the rework, and then they did the rework. I felt like it was unnecessary to rework Valkyr, to be honest, but that's just me. Like what I wanted was a buff. That's all I wanted. I didn't want an actual rework. But anyway, we're here. Here it is. Heirlooms are skins. So this is the heirloom skin right here. I'm about to take a break now. Anything about Varuna? I love Varuna. Every Warframe is viable for all content. I get that question constantly. People asking me like if it's worth it for this Warframe. Is Frost worth it? Is this one? They're all worth it. You have to make a build. That's the only thing that matters. Every single Warframe can handle level cap. Every single Warframe can do anything in this game. If you build it, it will work. You need to make a good build. If you can't handle level cap, skill issue. And I'm looking dead in the camera. Skill issue if you can't go to level cap. I said it. That's it. How do you feel about the heirloom? I like it. Yeah, it's a nice detail and stuff. They did good with it. I really love that you can change the colors. Like the palettes are like so good. But all the colors are just like so vibrant and so like they just pop. So I love it. Are health, armor, shield mods viable in mid-late game? They're up to you. It really, I don't use those mods anymore. I haven't had a single build where I needed those mods. I think those mods are more like a new player thing. Like I'll use a lot of other mods that are usually more powerful. Like let's say if you're trying to get more survivability out of your character, Brief Respite for shield gating is the best. And then it goes down into using things like adaptation to get some more damage absorption. Then there's using abilities, like in your Hemlift, you got abilities like the Nova ability, the Nova Stars or whatever. That gives you 75% resistance to all damage, you know? Running stuff like that is what helps you survive, you know? But putting a shield mod, that's only a temporary band-aid fix to the overall problem. Because once you run out of shield, guess what? All that extra shield you had was irrelevant. And in Steel Path, an enemy is going to hit you for like 5,000 damage. And if you only have 1,000 shield and then you upgraded it to 3,200, it's still 5,000 damage hitting you. That's going to break your shield immediately. And you're back to either having to shield gate or you're back to having to have another way to help. So that's why health and armor and shield, like armor is doable for certain builds, like for example for Nidus or for even like Inaros that are health driven warframes that don't have shields. Then you'll need armor, but other than that, you can leave those mods alone. What did you think about TennoCon? I didn't watch the whole thing because I was trying to avoid spoilers, but it looked pretty good, and there was a lot of hype around it. So I'm happy there's a lot of people that are loving Warframe right now. That's cool. There was a lot of people watching. The only tip I can give you for a new player is do the story. That's it. The more story you do, the more content you're unlocking. So just do that. And then whenever the situation comes around where you're like, oh, how do I do this? Then at least you already unlocked the content. You don't have to worry about doing a whole fucking story arc and getting through that, which is going to feel like a chore instead of just gotten it done. You know what I mean? Like, for example, if you want to get the Hemlift, like out of nowhere, you're like, oh shit, I want to get access to like getting Warframe abilities and altering my character and all that shit. Then you're gonna have to do the demo storyline. You have to get reputation with Sun, and then you have to buy the segment and put it into your ship. There's work involved in doing all that. So if you're finishing the story, at least that's one thing out of the way that you don't have to worry about. So that's why the story is important. Which amp arcane should I get? I don't really know, because I've only ever did one build of amps. So just collect whatever you can, but I don't remember which one I'm using on my amp. Where's my freaking operator? I forgot. I gotta go to the actual operator thing. I never know what the fuck I have on my build. Where's the operator? Am I blind? What the fuck is this? Okay, there it is. I'm using 60% more damage for amps when you use an ability. And then this one is Void Sling, gives you ammo efficiency. So that's what I'm using on mine. More damage and then more efficiency. So Eternal Eradicate and Eternal Logistics are the two that I'm using. My Tenet Cycron build is on my Overframe. Link is on my channel. How do you get better damage in Steel Path? Like I said 600 times in the stream, make a build. Go to overframe.gg or check out any of mine. If you use a Warframe ability at Hemlift, you need to feed the Warframe again? No. You only feed the Warframe one time to get the ability. And then you can use that ability on any Warframe. So the only thing it's going to cost after that is the materials that the Hemliff wants to eat, because you have to feed him materials in order to like make him give you an ability. Showcase Mesa. I already made a showcase. It's in my tutorials playlist or in my builds playlist. I'm pretty sure. My other account had a Excalibur Prime. Oh, you lost it? Oh well, it is what it is. Not a big deal. Don't feel bad about it. Excalibur is kind of whack anyway. So, like, I'll be honest. Like, as a part of me wants Excalibur Prime just to have it, but Excalibur's whack. I'm new to the game, and I feel like my guns don't do damage. You need to upgrade your mods, yes. You just need to get new mods. Get the ones that increase your damage and gives you more statuses, gives you more crit chance, crit damage. Those are all the things that come together to do more damage. The number one thing that I would focus on as a new player is multi-shot and the actual outright percentage of damage. So I'll show you what I mean right now. So it is these bad boys. So you see Hell's Chamber right here? You see how it says 120% multi-shot? Multi-shot means that it's splitting the bullets into two. So basically, if a bullet was only shooting out one, now it's shooting two bullets instead of one. So in the case of a shotgun, if a shotgun is shooting 5 bullets, now it's shooting 10 bullets. So more bullets means more damage. And then on top of that, you use something like a point blank that gives you the percentage damage. Ignore that it's primed, but it'll give you like 100% more damage. So that's already, think about it, that's double your damage from normal, you know? So if you were doing 1,000 damage before, now you're doing 2,000 damage. So think about it that way. And that's important too. So those two mods by itself are already gonna set off your build, especially when you max out the build, like you max out the mod, I mean. So you have to get it, you know, 10 out of 10 or 5 out of 5, whatever it requires. Just max out the mod so you can get as much out of it as possible. And then that's it. That's how you make a build. That you're already on your way. Like those two mods that I just explained is enough to kill everything in normal Warframe. Until you get to Steel Path, of course. Once you hit Steel Path, then the whole game changes and you need an actual real build. But no, you don't need Rivens at all. Not even in Steel Path, you don't need a Riven. As you can see, I don't have a Riven on my Fel Arcs, and I'm still millions of damage. Easy. What do you think of Vasto and Karnan Boss Killer? Oh, I don't know. I don't have that. Get mods, max them out. Yep. Exactly. Yeah, you're gonna need a lot of endo. Yep. Endo is gonna be your big problem. You show me a build for Steel Path Sevagoth. I don't play Sevagoth. You came back after 7 years. What you miss? You're asking me to recap 7 years of content? You're crazy, man. I just went into the Undercroft without being told. And you're stuck? Okay. Should I mod for Araxia? Range. Current favorite frame? Probably Araxia. Think about the new heavy scythe they added? I don't know because I don't have it. I have no idea. Does Revenant just have an overall better survivability than Nezha? Yeah, because he's literally invincible. Nezha has resistance to damage, so that's different. Nezha can die, whereas Revenant can't. Like literally takes nothing for damage. So you can walk through a poison cloud, you can walk through anything, and you won't take damage as long as the 2 is running. Literally everything tickles him. Not even. He probably doesn't even feel the tickles. So something could try to tickle him and he would just be straight face the whole time. You know? Like he literally feels nothing. He's just numb. Glad you like the videos, Don. All right, I think it's break time for me. I'm gonna take a break, and I just want to relax, watch some South Park, and maybe take a nap. I don't know. Be an old man doing old stuff. Naps, man, naps are awesome. Eventually, it gets to the point where naps are like the best part of your day, for real. But I'm gonna get out of here. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out. I'll see you guys tomorrow. We'll do some more stuff and things. And I might play some Division tomorrow, but we shall see. All right, later guys, have a good one.